Kia ora no tātou te iwi, no mai piki mai kake mai. Welcome to Bruce Pulman Park here in Takane, Tamaki, Makoto for day 3 of the Trans Tasman Series. Brought to you by NZTFI, streamed to you on the streamshop.live, and our sponsor, A-Game Hydration. Replenish your body and quench your thirst naturally. Officer, day 3 of the Trans Tasman Series, your take on yesterday's games that we saw on TV?
Well, talofa love everyone and kia ora tātou, katoa. And I suppose it's a game of three houses at the same. It started off pretty tough with the weather coming down, and so they had to sort of change the way they played. And then yesterday, which was came into a hard and fast ground, but the weather's a lot better today. So it's not so much how you start; it's sort of how you finish. And a lot of the teams, and I dare to say that the Australians are being very dominant in this competition, Trans Tasman, but certainly a lot of pride to be played for, and a lot of the New Zealand teams coming into day 3.
Yeah, certainly looking forward to today's matches. Our first game here is the under-21s women's, and we look like we're preparing for the haka. There we go, Whānau. Beautiful rendition of the haka there from the under-21s women's.
2 minutes.
And then from one haka to the Australian haka, AC/DC. Thunderstruck.
Well, it's interesting that we're witnessing the haka as we see the teams, certain the games that we've got on today. So there's a lot of tag to be played, and in some cases there's going to be a few deciders in that fixture this afternoon.
Certainly is, and under-21s women's will line up as follows. For the Tagaroos, we have Cryer, Eagleton, Trevanthan, Healy, Wilson, Phillips, Carlisle, Doblo, McIntosh, Saunders, Crow, Goodhand, Stevens, Hall, Riolo, Wright and Bell. Their coaches and managers are Scott Murray, Adam Carlisle and Tim Bailey. For the New Zealand team, we'll be lining up with Awhaisi, Bennett, Otohiva, Hangai Noa, Kalolo, Leapa, Aparakoi, Puri, Tua, Fuatanga, Le Talatala, Fisher, Puri Peri, Collins, Strickland, Matanatabu, Williams, Haupia Kui, and Aho Kava. And certainly looking forward to this match here. Been a really exciting day yesterday watching all the Trans Tasman tests, and looking forward to what today unfolds and what today brings for us, Officer.
100%. I mean, yesterday was, you would say it was an Australian day for sure. They came out and dominated on the park, and they played at a speed and intensity that was pretty hard to match for any of the New Zealand teams. However, we do have potentially 3 deciders today, with some of the New Zealand teams really coming in and potentially taking that part of the Trans Tasman title. But however, there's a lot of teams that will probably go back and have a good think about how to progress, in particular with the World Cup in only a year's time.
And there we have the kickoff now. Tagaroos with first possession here. I think the potential 3 deciders on the cards today is men's open, men's 30s, and the open mix.
Open mix, that's correct.
So those grades in particular we'll be keeping an eye on. I think for our 21s girls, they'll be looking for a bit of Yeah, a bit of an opportunity to try and go home with a bit of mana intact by putting on a really good performance in the last match here today.
So again, the Australian team just going through their set plays, but playing at pace and playing at the line. Certainly asking good questions of the New Zealand team. As you get that movement, nice kick game and going dead, but at least they're in the right areas of the field. Well done for New Zealand.
We noticed also yesterday too, Officer, was the kicking game of the Australians in general. Very, very, very intelligent footy and very skillful. And that's one area of improvement for the New Zealand sides we hope to see today.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too yesterday, and I was talking to a couple of people, even downstairs, the referees, and it's like an any code. The defence gives you answers of where to attack, and so every time that they kicked early, there was no sweeper back, and it sort of really worked for them.
Absolutely.
Hence, the same time when there's a sweeper back, they go wide and give it width, and they have to utilise the extra player. So the same thing again. Just being able to see sweeper back there, and the kick needs to be a little bit more firmer and into the space. So not much advantage going. Backing into there by Australia, still alive, looking for support.
We've got a slight wind at the back of the Tag Blacks. So on screen from left to right slightly, and then as they go downfield, it's right to left as well. So it's to the left-hand edge of the outside edge of the Tag Blacks. And that left-hand corner for them would be the target for their kicking game. You'd think, especially for the 50-10 scenario. Oh, and it's a missed tag there, and Aussie going in for the first try there. Number 6 going across for the Tagaroos. Top of the list there, Abby Rose Cryer opening the scoring.
Yeah, just see front door, back door. She doubles around, passes, and stays alive, and the received pass back, and then it's just a foot race, numbers on the outside, and the gap opened up, and so nicely played and nicely set up right from kickoff.
Yeah, that's the game. Just that little missed tag there was costly. She just twisted her hips just as the defender lunged for the tag. And again, those are the subtle little skills of tag, being able to just flick the hips when required and just avoid that tag.
But to be able to get that second touch too, get that ball, pass it in, and then go wrap around and receive the ball again. There has to be numbers out there somewhere, but the gap opened up and she certainly took it, and she had some pace. So good start there from Australia. New Zealand still has that time now, driving up.
Oh, and there's this little knock on there, just a unforced error for the Tag Blacks there, and the Aussies will capitalise on this, no doubt. Coming in for a full set inside the Tag Blacks territory. Nice little show and go there. And cutting back towards the centre. The Tag Blacks defence up to the task. Dummy half having a go there, but being tagged, and here we go back out to the right edge now. There's the wraparound. Hitting the short ball on the unders.
And very late.
On the last try, they hit the back door, and then on this one here, they've hit the front door and gone in for a 2-pointer into the bonus box.
And she was actually through the gap there and just received on the back, and that was so well executed. And just to have those eyes up to be able to receive the ball and still staying alive, hands ready, and in for a 2-pointer. Nicely played.
It was number 12 going across for the goal there. That's Jessica Crow. And nice lead-up work from the Australians there. And again, that same move that they used with the wraparound. Front door, back door. And that time hitting the front door. Beautiful short ball into the bonus box. Aussie up 3-0. Great start, officer.
Yeah, good start. And, their intentions were quite clear right from the start. New Zealand's offered up the challenge, and Australia are taking it. Again, New Zealand just trying to settle out, going through their couple of moves, which is good. I would say they need to find one of their kickers to go nice and deep and put some pressure down. They've got 2 sweepers back at the moment.
It's a better kick.
From both sides, so...
Yeah, much better placed kick and much better weight there in between the two sweepers. But Aussie with a great return here.
Nice tag from New Zealand.
Yeah, nice 20-metre gain there. In their first carry from the kick return. And the ball movement, excellent ball movement from the Australians there, all the way across to the left there, their left-hand touch line. Then again, just into the Tag Blacks half now.
Nicely done. Well defended by New Zealand. They're holding on there. They've got numbers. Short ball, back door. Still well defended again. This time they're well organised, New Zealand defence. Still going down the short side.
Oh, that's a lovely try. Very simply worked, but numbers pushing out, pushing into the holes. And just nice draw pass from the dummy half here.
Yeah, just going down the short side here. And just a quick show ball, but accelerating through the gap. Just holding back. I think they were they were caught on their heels, New Zealand defence here, not coming forward, and so it was enough to really accelerate, put the ball down, even with a sort of a half dive. So Australia again putting some pressure on. New Zealand just going up 4-0. Lucky that was just in, but they're under some serious pressure now in that corner. Australia trying to box them in with some line speed. New Zealand need to free it up on the outside. Going on ones and twos. It must be a kick. Someone's waved it in the air.
Yeah, that one.
Saw the little twirl of the hand. Here they go. This must be a kick now. Still, sweeper is back. In fact, two sweepers. Knocked back.
A little fumble there.
Nice bit of following up on defence here from New Zealand.
Yeah, that was a good tag there from the New Zealand defender. There was Taylor Bennett there on that nice chase off to that kick.
Here they got the speed metrics right there, and I think that might be the hit. Might be the fastest skill in women's in the women's Australian contingent. We might have spoke about yesterday. We'll check that one up at number 15.
Alexis Eagleton. Yeah, I think the fastest in touch is actually in the women's open, but
right.
Yes, an excellent try there. Young Alexis Eagleton, yeah. She hit some pace to burn the young lady. And, Aussie just marching on, 5-0 now, just very, very dominant. And there it is. The little error allowing the ball to go into touch. And inside the 10 metres, so that's Australian position there, Rofisa. They're just, clinical in everything they're doing at the moment.
Yeah, it's very hard to not be critical of it, and straight off the first play back into that wing of the New Zealand play. I mean, those simple errors are becoming major errors, and as we see the replay here, just going back here, just coming back off it, and drawing in the winger, and just being totally untouched there on the wing. So again, Australia, I mean, there's a bit of New Zealand's mistakes, but then again, you can't falter on the efforts of Australia.
And they've done it again. Tag Blacks will get position this time, though, not inside the 10, but now a great kick out again, once again, from the Australian side. But that last try by Taylor Bell, you could just see that it was a set play. Very simple, and with that their first receiver cutting back to the blind side, and then finding Taylor Bell unmarked on the wing, going across untouched. And just a beautifully worked try. You can just see the preparation that these girls have put into their tournament, and they're just so well rehearsed. They're just like clockwork at the moment. Just very, very, very nice to watch. Something so well put together. So tribute to the coaching staff and the management, and the teamwork that they've put into their preparation.
That's a nice little play there by New Zealand, making some inroads there. It's still well defended there by Australia. And again, like we were talking before, as seeing that the kick is going over, there will be no advantage there, so that'll be brought back.
Still a
that
little bit too high there.
we've got a lot of our players, a majority of our players are cross coders. So what I'm saying is that they play netball, rugby, league, and whereas a majority of the Australians, and I say this only through talking to some of them, is that they just play tag all year round. And so this is their major sport, and so you can see that work, and they do 12 months of the year, even preparing for World Cup next year, is that there's a sole focus is tag.
Yeah, well, it's predominantly a summer sport here.
Yes.
And in Australia, it's all year round, so they play Winter League as well as Summer League. You see Kalolo making a half break there, but being tagged. Yes, so Kalolo was one of the girls I coached last year, actually, Michaela.
And she plays as well?
Yeah, she plays league as well. Yeah, there's a couple on the side, her and young Judy Putupiri as well. There's a couple of the young girls I coached last year, and good to see them still out there expanding their skills and their experience. Unfortunately, Tag Blacks with an unforced error there, and Australia straight back into action here. Just over 8 minutes left in the first half, and the Tag Blacks here are certainly under the pump from this energetic young under-21s team from Australia. Oh, but their ball movement, their pace onto the ball, it's really good to see a team's, that plays the game so well. But there we go, first error from the Australians. They are human.
And that's it. You're able to force them to make a mistake, and not really expecting that one.
Unlucky.
From New Zealand, so ball's handed straight back to the Australians. Their first step is forward. New Zealand was still going backwards and then sideways. As you know, most defence, you've got that first couple of steps needs to be forward and square just to cut that space down. But Australia again. Nice tag there by New Zealand. Bit of threat there, but well defended. Still under the pump on this left side. Short ball.
Oh, lovely work. Again, pace from that support runner running into the hole. And then a simple draw pass. So we look at this lead up to the try here. 16 going deep, and then draw pass. Boom, there it is, number 7 hitting the hole. And that's Ava Grace Doblo. And very efficient play by the Australians once again. You can see that wasn't a very intricate or complicated set move. That was just
timing, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
just
that's right.
Timing
and simple lines, running to the defender, drawing the defender in, and then draw pass and hitting the unmarked runner, running through the hole, running beautifully, timing that run as well onto the ball. And it was, as we said, there was Ava Grace Doblo scoring that one there, taking Aussie out to a 7-0 lead. He was there just trying to work up towards halfway, but just looking a little bit lethargic there, Officer. And there's the kick again over the shoulder, but that was a deflection off the Australian, I think. Yeah, so the Aussies now working back to their left edge. Up over halfway on the first carry. Again, nice pace onto the ball. That was Doblo again. And there was that the wraparound there with the front door, back door. There's that cutback. Numbers here now. No, but the Tag Blacks defending that one. So was it 15 teams from Australia in here? It's a big contingent. It was
big contingent.
7 busloads this morning. Then those are the 45-seaters as well. So huge contingent here, and it's a massive acknowledgement to the effort from the Australian contingent to organise and get in the logistics, the finances. Big job. So yeah, congratulations to the Aussies for making the effort to come across and play the Trans Tasman Series. Yeah, the Aussies just very calm and composed on defence. Here's the little grubber through. But the sweeper, yeah.
I thought that was going to be a big hit going on there when she dropped her body height, and I thought, oh.
Adjustments required.
But it was just a tag.
Yeah.
Gently did grab the tag, so it was nicely done there by New Zealand. Nice kick and chase. There's Australia again. Goes early to the count. See, there was no sweeper back. Would have been interesting if they stayed in play. So, again, they're certainly playing their eyes up tag footy.
And if you just noticed that touch judge when he put his flag up as well, the strength of that breeze.
Yes.
And it's the conditions haven't really been utilised by the kicking of the tag blacks at all. Which would be them going forward to that left-hand corner. So on our screen, that's up in the right hand of the screen. That's the corner they want to be targeting, but they just haven't really positioned themselves to execute that kick effectively.
It's a bit better from New Zealand hitting that ball at pace, really taking to the line. Yeah, it's just that transition there, passing hasn't been the best, especially in the wind. The wind seems to be catching it. There's that, maybe there might have been a step out. It's a play on. Again, this is a better phase of play from New Zealand. Or there might be a physical contact call there, so they'll get another recount for New Zealand, which is a nice little set. Now they need to go, rather than ones, they need to go and get their plays in 2s and 3s. Just ask some more better questions from the Australian defence. Looking better now. Coming into the middle. Need one of their nice little set plays. Front door, back door play. Or a little bit of individual brilliance. But they're shutting the door down in all areas, Australia. There it is. Pick up. Nicely done. Well, one defended by Australia. At least New Zealand kept them deep in their half. Oh, nicely done.
Oh, and there we go.
Pressure. So
2 minutes left in the first half here, and the Tag Blacks now with a full set.
Yep.
Inside the Australian territory here, almost up on the 10 metre, but probably 12 metres out from the try line. Oh, coach killer right there, officer.
Just getting the ball first.
That's when the coach goes on. Can I just talk to you for a minute? No, I just want to talk to you.
You've got a minute and 30 seconds so that you can have that talk at half time.
Yeah.
We've got Australia again, just turning up the tempo, getting themselves out of there. Here, this is the race again, and
geez, Tag Blacks are lucky that went out. The Aussie chasers again leading the chase.
That's right, but they
no sweeper.
The intent is right. They're reading the play right. No sweeper. Yeah. Which is interesting when New Zealand play now, and they have two sweepers. The wingers seem to be dropping back at least 10, 20, which New Zealand hasn't really sighted or utilised. So if those two are back, there must be plenty of space out on those flanks. Must be a late tag.
Yeah, so looking forward to seeing how some of the teams that we saw yesterday on live stream, how they've changed their game or looking to add to their game today. So looking forward to that. But these girls need to get a better kicking game in the second half.
That's nice.
The Tag Blacks. And a bit more leg speed around the ruck and momentum around their ruck to get better go forward, better meters upfield. And we're going to give the Aussies the last couple of play the balls before half time here. 20 seconds left on the clock. This will be the last play of the half here. So we count down to the hooter. And here comes Aussie now. Oh, and here they are with a dummy right on the hooter. It goes through the line. She finds a support runner in number 6 there. That's Abby Rose Cryer getting his second for the day.
Just a little dummy. Just a dummy. It was sold the dummy, and that's number 8. Jasmine Saunders, that was to go for the try from Australia. And so right on the hooter at half-time, Australia go up 8-0.
We'll be back with the second half very shortly. Mā te wā, hoki mai anō.
Sport. What does it mean to us? For some, it's potential, a promise that we could be better, that the early mornings will be worth it, that we could be champions. For others, it's joy. It feeds our lives, builds our communities. It is our light, our love, our laughter. But sport is also our rock, the thing we come back to, constant, even after the final bout. It's changed, but it never really changes. It's the cup finals, but also the 5:30 game after work. Our people, our culture, our kaupapa. Because no matter what's on the scoreboard, no matter who's in the stands, sport's got your back. And so do we.
Recruiting those girls, mate. No, my picky, my welcome back to Bruce Pulman Park for the second half of the under-21s Trans Tasman Test between the Tagaroos and the Tag Blacks. Australia are up to a big lead. What was your take on the first half, Professor?
Yeah, I think the score was a reflection on the game, really. The Australians really came out hard when they received the ball, playing at a really good high tempo. And mostly, and I say mostly, their passes and all their plays have stuck. And it's a combination of good plays and a good kicking game, knowing there's no sweeper or sweepers up and they attack it. Especially that front door, back door play seems to be really working well with them. But their players that are running, not only ball players, but the players that are running onto the ball with pace. And on the other side of our New Zealand team, just not quite up to scratch at the moment, even just from simple things like receiving kickoffs. And so just a lot of unforced errors. But there's always another half to it. So let's see how New Zealand
Game of two halves. Here we go now with the Aussies to start us off here. So referees, that was from the other field. Kiwis here with the play of the ball just up towards their 10-metre line here. You see the Aussies too, we noticed that across the board that they try and get the two tags as often as possible as well. All those little 1%ers they add to the slowing down the ruck. Yeah.
Nice line, but
Kalolo there trying to bust through, nice pace onto the ball, and hopefully her mates in the team can try and support her in that regard.
Well, there's a lot of energy here coming into the back end of the tag. So look at them, we'll be kicking and can see someone pointing up. So you've got to keep it low on the ground. Still kicking too high, and that's probably something that might be a work on for them leading up to World Cup. So they need to kick on top of the ball so it goes ground first, and then it just continues to roll end on end. They seem to be getting under the ball too much, hence why the ball going up. But again, Australia in ideal attacking position midfield. I think that's a contact call. So New Zealand gets a penalty there.
It's Kalolo again. She's making herself very prominent in the game here for the Tag Blacks here, doing a lot of work. And getting in the middle and working really hard. So, yeah, well done. Just need more of that from the rest of the team. It's a little bit better now. They're getting a little bit more momentum here and pace onto the ball.
Quick play the balls is good for them too. When they go forward, keeping Australia on the back foot.
Yeah, well, they're getting into good field position now, so we need to see them try and capitalise on that.
If I can just point out that we just seem to be passing that first pass too far back.
That was Kalolo again, involving herself in the game there and forcing an error by the looks of it from the...
Well, watch a little bit of skill, extra skill that she has.
A little grubber.
Going to pick up the ball.
And the Aussies, knocked that on. So, good call from the referee as well. Like Kirtley Duncan's our referee, I believe. One of our Australian referees here this weekend.
New Zealand going down to that right side. numbers out there. Still transitional passing, not quite as crisp. They still holding on to that ball, bring it to the midfield. Still going ones and twos, trying to hit square into a gap. There'll be a contact. No, not called. Play on from the referee. Front door, back door. Nice little play there. It's still alive. Still alive. No, trying to bring it back.
They're looking a little bit better in the second
yeah,
half.
That's
there,
it.
Officer.
There's obviously had a good chat at half time, and whatever was said seems to be working.
Yeah, we've just seen a bit more footy being played as well here. It's Cam Turner's their referee. And the Aussies there picking up that little loose grubber through.
Passing. Oh, they're in danger now. Here they go.
The fast break
out.
And there it is, the opening try of the first half. Just again, the counter attack from the Australians, just outstanding.
Yeah, and then it all started.
Yeah, and here we see the draw pass there.
Is it
and then
Cryer?
You see number 11 there, Ramey Wright. Just a clean pair of heels all the way to the try line. Score the first try of the second half there. And to open their account for the second half, to add to that first half, 9-0 now. Outstanding effort from the Australian under-21 girls team.
Oh,
and it stayed in. They were lucky.
Still in.
It was almost a nutmeg there. LBW. No, but great defence from the Aussies here, keeping the Tag Blacks kept in that corner.
It'll still be the same. Won't be a recount. Just hitting into a player.
Oh, wow. What a defensive set from the Australians.
Yeah, they're really...
That's a handover on the 10-metre line.
Line speed up there and just putting lots of pressure on New Zealand. Again, you know, they push it right to the limits in terms of surrender. The surrender call that they play so they can play the ball. I think that's a tag.
All referees called the try.
He's looking both sides, ball down. There was a bit of individual brilliance there. Step there, missed tag, grabbing his shirt, missed it again, and ball was down just before the tag was ripped loose. So
yeah, simultaneous, and the try scorer gets the advantage there. It's number 5, Taylor Bell, scoring her second of the match.
As they've enforced the mercy law now, so they get the tap off from halfway, New Zealand, because of the 10 points difference. And again, nicely done by New Zealand as they continue to attack down that edge.
Yeah, I think the Tag Blacks really need to just get the score out of their head and just get into playing some really positive sets here.
Yeah, that nice little move there, that little drifter.
Yeah.
Inside drifter move, they just got to get this, just all about timing. That was sort of kicked away, and so diving down is the call from referee.
Just the execution of the kick, it just wasn't on.
Oh, yeah.
Something I noticed when I was coaching as well, I would do some little kicking clinics as part of our skills and drill sessions. And it's just amazing that, you know, people aren't taught how to kick properly.
No,
so they don't know.
Right.
So it's definitely a skill that needs to be taught, you know, as part of our, you know, rugby league, rugby union.
Well, it's an attacking weapon, and so
it's huge.
So you need to utilise it, and as we watch the contact going straight into a player there, but it's something that a lot of Australian teams utilise that, even just getting field position, even just relieving pressure.
Yeah.
But it also is a good attacking tool as well. There's Australia again, moving coast to coast. Well defended from New Zealand. And good ball movement.
Excellent
Nicely
ball
done.
movement.
Still alive.
Oh, look, and she stops and then goes again.
Nice
and what a
tag. So, Cryer there. Thought she was sort of coasting her way in. Nicely done.
Yeah, Letala, great defensive play there. Stopping a certain try. But it only prolonged the inevitable there, because there it is. The Aussies going across once again.
Just accelerated. Just received that first ball. And watch her turn on the afterburners here. Keep showing the ball, but it's accelerating in through that gap. And then just putting down.
Yeah, that's Jessica Crow going across for her second try as well. So yeah, 3 players already from the Aussies with a double. And they just continue to mount that pressure and add into the scoreboard. Absolute clinic from this under-21 girls team today, their officer.
Yeah, their game is probably going from strength to strength, and whereas our New Zealand team is just lacking in confidence, but they have the ability. They're just lacking that cohesion and probably combinations. And as I mentioned to you before, just off air, a lot of the teams have been playing together, not just selected from different teams, but majority of the nucleus of their team is a team that's won the state champs. And so that's already built-in combinations there, whereas our New Zealand girls are probably, maybe about 3 or 4 different teams.
Yeah.
And just the short time to prepare and get their understanding it's a tough ask. But, it's World Cup year next year, so hopefully they can bring those combinations in a bit better, get some time together and go and try and win the World Championship.
Oh, the Tab Blacks going very close there. But again, good defence by the Australians. And the Kiwis just probing that defensive line there, looking for an opportunity to go into the bonus box. Yeah, and that's the end of the set there. Another set defended by the Australians. And here we go with another breakout. But, that one was defended there. The tag made. Oh, it was a late tag, was it? Early tag. Still, there she goes. Just pushing up the field. The Australians are relentless. Into the bonus box goes number 15 for Australia. Alexis Eagleton, another one there, getting a double. It's the 4th Australian to get a double there, just here.
Well, you see the player that's running there with one tag, and they're saying, well, it wasn't. Some of them say it should be a touch, but if it's a late tag, you still got one tag you need to get, and that's part of the advantage law. And again, just freeing up inside, and there's another foot race into the bonus box for Australia. So again, just being real clinical, this Australian team.
Yeah, just in cruise control, these girls, autopilot. Giving us an absolute tag clinic right now at 13 zip. 8 minutes left to play in the match. It's a nice run from dummy half. Blacks again struggling to break this defensive line. Yeah, and that's kicked through by the Aussies. And look, he's going to look for the bounce. There it is.
Oh, wow. This is a sensational game.
Look at that. And round through the bonus box as well, just to finish it off.
And that's Doblo again.
Yeah, Eva Grace, another one there. That's 5 doubles for the Australians. So just absolutely awesome display.
Just watch this. Just a peace of mind, not to panic and just put the foot to ball. And then again, the bounce of the ball is always fortuitous there. And again, going in, foot race into the bonus box. Nicely done.
Oh, yeah,
And good chase from New Zealand too, just keeping her honest right to the try line. But another well played and well executed. Just that pressure that they put on the New Zealand line and going through and carrying on. New Zealand again. Tap start at the halfway. Lots of learnings from New Zealand team here, especially moving forward.
Absolutely, they'll be better for the experience, no doubt. And, put this down to a really good learning experience, as you said, Officer. And they can have a look at these tapes and maybe steal a few plays and scenarios from the Australian game plan.
Well, I always think that New Zealand, we have our own style. It's just those basic 1% things like play the ball quickly, receiving, passing, and running lines and just timing of plays. But we have our way of playing, and the Australian way is a little bit different, but we just need to be a little bit more clinical on those little basic skills.
Dummy and then give.
Foot race there. It might be a dive. Nicely done.
Well done.
New Zealand.
Yeah,
need to get back. Still be numbers out on here on this right side. There's the Australian team.
Five passes. Just excellent ball movement from the Australians. Oh, is that wraparound with the short ball again? Back door, front door. Oh, and that was tag. What a great tag.
It was a great tag.
She saved a couple of tries. Oh, there it is, the dummy. The old show and go.
So well done.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it would be so nice to see. Watching this in real time was a treat, and just changing angles, show first one, and it's just the eyes, she didn't take her eyes and knew exactly what she was doing, and it was a nice dummy under it for the 2-point in the bonus box.
Oh, she put on a couple of nice dummies, and they both worked as well. She dummied that inside runner, and then dummied it outside as well, and the defence took both dummies, and she ran through untouched into the bonus box.
Kate, good hand there. Just showing a bit of a clinic on how to show dummies. That was pretty awesome.
Now, certainly an outstanding performance by the under-21s in this match. Yes, they certainly are the benchmark, Officer, in regards to how the game of tags this should be played.
Well, they haven't eased off in their pace and tempo of the game right from the start.
They're relentless.
Whether it's on defence or attack, and even when they're running off, the next ones come on and straight inject that pace into the attack or defence, regardless. But their tempo is just quite phenomenal and tough to sort of keep up with. Kick in there. Again, seeing, it's poor execution of the kick, but again, no sweeper back, and so if it was kicked properly, it would have been a nice foot race to.
Yeah, just slightly miskicked from the Aussie there. If she'd got the purchase on it, they would have got that link.
That's right.
You'd think that those chasers outside would have gone past and collected that ball, but fair play to the young winger out here, number 16 for the Kiwis there. That young Cruz Williams. She was able to get back and get the ball back for the Tag Blacks as they look to go into the 10-metre zone. But again, those kicks going straight to the Australians.
Yeah.
Need to kick into space, ladies. That's touched by New Zealand. It's going to be a recount. Aussies now inside the last 2 minutes with possession. Oh, and here we go. A flick of the hips and through the defensive line. The chase is on. The pass back inside goes to ground. No. So, try saved there by the Tag Blacks defenders. The chasers there. Put the pressure on the Aussie attack, and they made a mistake. So, Tag Blacks saved one there. Just over a minute 20 left on the clock.
That's a better kick. Nice, and nice follow-up too by New Zealand.
Inside the last minute now, here they go. Aussie's going down that left touch line. She set her sights on the try line. There's a good chase here though from Williams. Oh, and unlucky there, but that's another great try to the Australians there.
The 2-point box area, bonus box. And again, just attacking the short side, just that missed pass. And then just a missed tag, and then it's a foot race. And she angled in early from the halfway line. She set her sights in that bonus box and backed her pace. Nice dive.
Oh, yeah.
For 2.
It's a great play. That's Keely Stevens getting a try. Taking the Aussies out to 19 with just seconds left on the clock now. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, 19-0. The Tagaroos take out the under-21s. Trans Tasman's clash. We'll be back very shortly with the very next game. Hey, Corneda.
And that concludes the end of round 1. Round 2 will start at 11:20. On field 1, we have open mixed. Field 2, we have open women's. Field number 3, we have open men's. Field 4, men's 45s. And field 5, men's 60s. Also an announcement that our 2025 medal presentation will be at the conclusion of